Hello, and welcome to the channel. I'm the Coins Monster. What's up, guys? How you all doing today? So, back to the most awaited live. And I'm sorry, I had to take a few days off. I had to meditate on the entire situation that is happening globally. I had to get a clear picture of what might in the next couple days, okay, maybe a couple of weeks. And it's always good to take a step back just to get the idea, okay, just to understand, so we don't. But I still made some videos. I still have quite a good views, so thank you for that. Thank you. I really appreciate your time and all the likes that you give me, right? So before we get started, as usual, just type in number 1 in the comment section below in the chat box. Let me know if my screen is clear enough for you and my audio is good enough. Alright, before we get started, alright, thanks guys. So Gretchen, welcome. I think this is your first live and not watching the replay, so thank you for your time. Thanks for coming in. Alright, so we're gonna get started now. Bitcoin has officially exited the technical analysis era, like we usually say, okay, and I think it's now entered into a global FUD zone that is being played by the Fed, okay, and I can push the charts to give you a possible entry, or just try to make sense of where I think Bitcoin is going to go, okay? But to be honest, it's just seeming quite difficult to do so, okay? And I realized this once I saw this fractal, okay? Again, now this is a bear market fractal from 2018. You've seen it in the previous videos, okay? And it eventually, there could be a possibility we just bought ourselves a lot more time, okay? So that remains to be seen. But what I see now is, if I just extend this fractal, okay, if I just extend it slightly, this fractal still fits, just on a deeper level, okay, on a bigger scale, it fits. So it's not exactly diverted from it yet, but it is sort of diverted. So after a couple of months of playing it along, it just kind of changed the structure of it within the fractal itself, okay? So it is a combination of a bunch of fractals that is playing out like it did previously in July, okay? So if we take this fractal and we extend it downwards, this is what we get, okay? This is what we get. Now, we might see just another little bit of accumulation in July, okay? 21st of July, when it started to break to the upside. We might just see that again. Now, it's hard to say what fractal is going to be the one that plays out, okay? But one thing is certain, it has to play something, right? It just can't go and keep playing the same bloody fractal that has been playing for a couple of months. right? Now, hold on a second. Let me get the clear extension of this thing and remove the previous ones. Okay, so this is where we are right now. If this fractal is the one that's playing out, that's where we are. So there's a good chance that in either one of these fractals we might hit 30k again. Okay, if I overlay one on top of the other, the price that it comes down to is about 30k. Okay, now that is a strong support. Okay, that is a very strong support that we have in terms of a good bounce that we should see. All right, there we go. See the red line right there? It's about 33k where it exactly bounced from, and it should bounce from that zone again if it comes down to it. Hard to say what fractal is going to be the one that's playing out. My guess is it's playing out this current one. The same one from 2018 is the one that is playing out right now, and we will hit about 55k again. 55, 58, 60, those are still the targets, but it just depends where it bottoms out at. Okay, now a couple of things that can happen. If Bitcoin does drop to 28k, if it drops to 25k and stays there, okay, for a couple of months like it did in July, what I am thinking, there is a chance it can go all the way up to about 80k, 90k, but that will happen only if it actually plays out this range right here, in this purple box. Okay, that will only happen if it drops to 25, 24k, and then it can push up to new highs. Okay, that can still happen, but I'm thinking it will bounce back from about 30k. Okay, this might just be a capitulation where all these people, the market makers, are trying to shake us out on big level. Okay, now secret date is March 16th. Okay, you have to watch out for March 16 because the Fed is going to increase the interest rates. Now, why I'm sure of it is because the inflation has actually gone up over 30%. Okay, many people don't know this, and the Fed, the TV, the media, all these people, they're just trying to say, give you sort of like empty, hollow security, saying, oh, the interest rate are fine, the inflation is not as bad, it's only staying at 7%, but in fact it's way over 20%. I'm thinking it's about 30% roundabout, so it's ridiculously high. I mean, unless they can control it is by increasing the interest rate, which means all these assets in the stock market will take a hit. Okay, if the stock market takes a hit, crypto market takes a hit, because they go hand in hand. Okay, so in that sense, we did buy ourselves a lot more time. Okay, because we were running out of time for the altcoins to do their thing. So right now, if it drops, it accumulates, it consolidates, we just bought ourselves more time. Okay, now that's why I'm still bullish on this thing. I still think we have a little bit of strength left in it. We just need to let this thing play out. Okay, it's just extending over and over again its whole play. Okay, that's the issue. It's extending over and over again. Okay, so we had the one wave. You said A. From the top it went down to A. Now this just made its B, and it could be the wave C that's coming down. Okay, so we don't know. We just have to wait. Now every single person, even my dad, just called me and said, you know what, just buy 2 Ethereums now. I'm like, yeah, it's gone back at the same price like you wanted to buy last time it went up, and I'm thinking, man, the structure looks horrible. So I do want to buy it for him, but do you know what this looks like? If I go back and just kind of do this thing, that's what it looks like. No, that's what it looks like to me. I think you can still get it at about 2 grand again. Okay, it just keeps breaking its support. It just keeps breaking its point of control level. It's not, see, with the supports, what happens is that you can't just draw a line or you just say, okay, look, this is the support. No, the point of control with the heavy volume is sitting right there on the red line, which is about 2400. But last time it dropped below it, and we all saw this fractal, what happened when it played out here. It dipped again and again to find a confirmation low. So if it's already dropped once, chances are it can drop again, right? So we just wait and watch, see where it comes down to, and see where will be the best entry. Now looking at this structure, it does seem to me it's going to play out the same whole story again and again. Okay, so there we go. Find it, it comes back, and then it finds another double of lows. This is a very, very strong accumulation pattern that will play in this fractal right there. Okay, and this is where every single person will be calling, oh, we're going back down to like $1,200, $600. But in fact, it will be the last phase where it just kind of decides to break away from everything and just go. Okay, and the fractal that it played up before, all the way to new all-time highs, I think it can still do the same thing and hit my target about 5,000 to 5,500. That's always been the target, right? So that's how we take it. And it will just, the main thing with Bitcoin and everything else is the ABC correction. Is the ABC correction. So this is a range. Right now, this is a range. So A, B, and C, and that's it. Okay, that's what the C leg is what I'm waiting for. C leg is what I'm waiting for. Well, we're all waiting for, because it is in this C phase that we get the alt season, right? But for some reason the structure just looks incomplete. It just does. And that's the issue. They're trying to hold it, but all these altcoins, they're bleeding. The Bitcoin dominance doesn't want to drop, and it has been holding really, really, really strong. I think I lost my work. Okay. Now, in a riskier case, this Bitcoin dominance does look like it's making the same reversal pattern as Bitcoin did, okay, in July, before it broke out. Now, it does look like a massive bear flag as well. So unless this thing breaks out to the upside with force, okay, like you get one massive candle going all the way up to like 50%, it's not going to be a strong move. Okay, I have had my target sitting at about 44.5, 45%, almost to a fake out, and then it turning over and then breaking down. So until this happens, altcoins are not going to be making a massive move. Okay, it is going to be still dependent on Bitcoin. Everything is going to be dependent on Bitcoin. Now the same thing with the USDT dominance. It is still playing out the projection we laid out, and it's about to go and make its triple high. Okay, now it doesn't have that much strength left either. Okay, it doesn't have that much strength left either. Now it's got a double top, it's got bearish divergence, so it is looking like it's going to channel and go down eventually. Okay, because that basically doesn't have support. It basically just doesn't have support up until 2%, and we will get that range again. Okay, it's just a matter of time when it decides to kind of play this thing out in this little range right there. Okay, oops, there we go. Man, I don't know what's wrong with the computer today. Okay, so we might have one more high left on this thing, going back up to 5%, and then hopefully that will get rejected. Now I did say by mid-March we might have buying opportunities. Now given the fact that the Fed is going to meet on March 16th to increase the interest rates, there might be a relation to it as well. Now everything pointing to me at 16th of March. Okay, so maybe by that time everything's going to play out in our favor. Okay, but until then there's not much to do, not much to say, because even if you wanted to, Bitcoin dominance is not helping. Okay, everything is crazy dependent on Bitcoin. That's the issue. So only the strongest coins that will be making their moves. And I think they're going to drop it way before 16th of March. And when the news comes out saying, oh, the Fed is going to increase the interest rates, every single person will be accumulating for like about 2 weeks. Okay, but it is looking like it's almost at the end. It's looking like it's almost at the end of its final move. So I'm not gonna say we are going to drop to about 12,000, which I don't think we are. We just need a little bit of more time and see where it's going to either get rejected from or where it's going to bounce at. Okay. Yeah, the RSI is still playing its function, still following the drawing. And there might be one little push to try and break out and break 45k. Personally, I don't think it looks like it has the strength to break 45k. It might get rejected by 42. And the next one is sitting at 47. So these are the key levels to watch. Okay, and of course, just wait until dominance decides to go down. Right. Okay, I'm gonna talk about FTM because this project's developer, oh damn, it's dumping. This project's developer just quit. Okay, he just up and quit. He's the founder of YFI. He's one of the biggest developers in the game, and he just up and quit. So you don't quit a project if there is nothing, if there is just no other reason to it. And it all points to me like economical situation. Okay, the project has risen quite a bit and every single person was buying it. It was very bullish, and I think they have to reduce the market cap that has gone from a couple of 100 million to like about 3 billion. Just did a 10x. So I think that's why I said around here at about $3, $2, I was saying it's done for the cycle. I don't think it's a solid investment, and I think DeFi is something that we should stay away from. Okay, and there might be a reason to it. I think the government is doing something behind it. Now that's why I needed time to figure out what was going on, because crypto in the coming year itself is going to, no matter if it's the bull market ends or it doesn't, or the bull market ends, let's say November this year, the Fed is going to come and regulate. Okay, so I think DeFi is dead for the time being, as in it's not going to give you 100x potentials. Okay, now I'll talk about this in the private screen share in the Telegram group in the coming days. Okay, why I think DeFi is not going to outperform Bitcoin in the coming alt season. Okay, now staying with the best tokens that technically can give you the returns is the best thing to do. Alright, and wow, that was a dump and a half. Okay, now the projects that I will be personally doing, you all know me, is XRP, because this goes in every single alt season. Okay, without it, XRP doesn't move. Now, this to me looks like it needs a bit more time. Just the pricing structure. I think it can come back to about maybe 60 something cents again, because it's looking a little bit weak. Okay, this is looking a little bit weak to me. It is a symmetrical triangle, and head and shoulders pattern slightly. Price action looks weak on the daily. Yeah, it looks great, but it's a descending channel as well. It's not looking as healthy. I think even just looking at the RSI, it can tell you some things, you know. See, like we got the first touch here, we got the second touch here, and the same thing here and here. I think we might have one more drop to get the third one, and it's playing the same thing as Bitcoin, just a bit delayed function. Okay, and this is the function. There you go. The inverse head and shoulders, I think is going to complete it in the falling wedge. It looks like a bull flag, so I think it will still have its day. I think it just needs a bit more time. Okay. So I would look for this thing around 65 cents, somewhere around there. Okay, that will be a solid entry to just kind of start buying. All right, and so that's one. API 3, I did mention to put your stop losses in. This thing dropped hard from about $7, so I think it's gonna take a couple of months for this thing as well to come down, and you can find this thing at about $2 something again. Okay, don't worry about it if you missed the previous run up. And aside from these two, I think we should be looking at a few other projects that are going to bounce. But for the next coming days and weeks, the best thing to do is just trade the oversold bounces. Okay, you just get your entries, you get your targets. If I post a trade in the trading room saying you can get 40%, you go after that, but you take profits, or you just keep moving your stop loss. You make a plan to take profits at about 35%. But if you see the update saying this has a little bit more strength, then you just keep moving up your stop losses. That it's the best way to keep making money. Right? Look at this structure. When I look at this kind of structure, I've made a mistake before when I first came into crypto, saying, oh, just drawing the patterns and the lines. Honestly, all I need now is just a price action. And this looks weak to me. I think Q1T is coming back to this purple box, which is about 70 something, 60 something Y zone, and from there you can get a 20-30% bounce. Okay, so stuff like that, that is what you do. And another reason why I'm saying we might not be ready to go into the alt season is a bunch of calls that I did make, they paid off, but they're not strong enough to hold. Look at this. It just looks incomplete. So once the price enters the buy zone twice, it just means it's not ready to break to this upside move yet. Okay, there's a lot more going on. So that's why I'm thinking is Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency has slightly broken away from being fully technical to kind of depending on the Fed and the FUD. Okay, so we need a period where we can wait for the extensive bearish news and then start buying. Okay, if we get the alt season later in November, October, November, that will be a huge blessing in disguise for us. A huge blessing in disguise. Okay, so remember to keep your stop losses. Now, if you're watching this on replay and you're not in my trading room, I've made a point to mention that if you're in a loss, then what you can do is you can just sell your extreme losses, convert your trades into Bitcoin. Okay, so at least you will not have to sell in a loss, and you'll end up holding an asset that is going to be secure one in terms of other 8,000 coins that are still available in the crypto market. Okay, so that's kind of how you play the game. Instead of going crazy selling on losses, you avoid selling on losses, and you still end up with your money in the bag. Right? Yeah, so I think basically that was it. I think there's going to be something big either on the 16th or before the 16th, and I do think people are going to accumulate. We will have the alt season still. We just need a little bit more time on the charts because nothing looks ready. Okay, nothing looks ready, and it just looks a bit weak in terms of price action. Okay, no matter what chart I looked at the entire day, it just kind of seems like it's struggling to hold, and it's just struggling. Besides that, there is nothing. I mean, every single coin broke the pattern. Every single coin broke the buy zones. See, like even dot. We can't figure out where we are at this time. So if the price comes to the buy zone twice, we need to wait for a confirmation low. Okay, it's going to be either this one or the next one. But every single coin is doing the same thing, which leads me to believe that every single thing is dependent now on what we see in the coming week. I think there's only 1 week left. Within this week, there could be a chance that they bump Bitcoin up slightly and they take it all the way to 42k, only to drop it down again because they will be increasing their interest rates. Okay, so they might do that, but either way it's just becoming risky. Okay, it's just becoming risky. Now, best thing to do is just wait. Okay, and when you see a strong bounce, just convert your assets that you don't want to hold or that you're in a loss, like today about 50-60% in a loss. Instead of selling it for that, just convert it into Bitcoin. I've done it plenty of times, and when Bitcoin does go up or down, it just kind of helps to stay on track of it. Alright, just kind of helps. Now I can try and find it from all different angles, see what coins will be doing the best. It's just whenever they break this point of control level, is going to be hard. They need a strong bounce. I mean, for this to happen, you need the stochastics at the bottom. You need all these little plays coming down. The RSI needs to be coming from the bottom up. RSI, stochastics RSI, and the ADX with this. Now this move to me looks a bit weak, and it still fell down. Okay, so the price action speaks. Right now the price action is saying, yeah, I'm not ready to go up yet. Okay, so honestly guys, just patience. That's the best thing we can do. I wish I could give you plenty more trades, but honestly there is nothing on it. Everything just kind of seems, and that is pointing to a little bit more time in accumulation zone. Without it, I don't think crypto market will move. And I think this crisis is going not into World War III. Okay, that's the really good news, that we will not have a World War III. I watched countless videos on this crisis and how people can solve the problems, the energy situation. Now, in no matter what kind of speech Biden gave or all these politicians or the presidents gave, they just don't want to turn on their drilling. They just don't want to. It's like they're forcing people to overpay for the gas so you don't have any money. Right? It is just simple. Like, see, if somebody goes to create a global conflict, you depend on yourself, you depend on your resources so your people don't die. But these people, the elite, they don't want you to. So the elite is playing the game, so the common man right now doesn't have any money. Right? And when that happens, this is what we will see in the markets. The dollars will keep going up, okay? And look at that, it's still bouncing, okay? Dollar is still going up, and I think it can cross above 100, and so is the commodity range that are going up, okay? So if this gets rejected, that means inflation is going to go up higher. Now, I don't think this gets rejected anytime soon. I hope it doesn't, at least, because that means we're all screwed. Okay? That means we're all screwed. I think it has one more pump left before it actually breaks out kind of in a massive way. But to be honest, when I look at the weekly, it is looking very, very, very bullish. Okay? This is looking bullish, and I think it can go up to 120 again. Okay? Now, usually this takes a couple months, which means during all that time, crypto will be accumulating. But it also means that we cannot trade anything else, right? So something strange that has happened is that people were buying commodities, and dollar was also going up, which is kind of strange. That almost never happens, right? Almost never ever happens. Now, gold is looking, it's going to break out into all-time highs. Okay, it is going to break out into all-time highs. Now, it is a very strong confirmed breakout. There is no two sides to it. Okay, it is a confirmed breakout. And now when that happens, crypto is going to take a hit. Stock market is going to take a hit. Okay, so what I am thinking, that this is the reason why the elite is playing the games, because they have the money in gold and the common man is not spending, which is why Bitcoin is not going to go up and break into the all-time highs, because people don't have any money. The common man doesn't have any money, and that's why the dollar is going up, because they have to pay high utility bills. With the fact that on the 16th they will be increasing the interest rate because inflation is at 30%. So nothing to me points that Bitcoin is going to go into an all-time high. Now remember, commodities, they can take a bit of time. Now, until this geopolitical issue gets resolved, I think gold has time to go up. Now we can see maybe this issue kind of gets sorted out in April, okay, but that means that interest rate going up on the 16th, this Ukraine-Russia crisis not getting sorted up until March, end of March, beginning of April, that means crypto is going to accumulate until that period. It's going to be choppy, and commodities will be doing well. So we'll have to wait and watch. maybe it just could happen that this crisis kind of takes a break. Gold gets rejected round about there. It comes back down, consolidates before it goes into the all-time high after crypto has already given us an all season. So whatever happens, everything is dependent on this elite right now. Okay, it's all dependent on the elite, and I honestly think we might hit just another bottom before we go to the upside. Okay, now some people are saying, again, you're wrong. It's not we going back up now. This is where people accumulate. Yeah, it does, but the price action to me is screaming weak. Okay, it's screaming weak. Now, although the indicators are still bullish, but we have to understand that we're looking at the bigger picture. It's a huge falling wedge right here. Okay, it is a massive falling wedge, so to me it's still bullish, but I just think it's incomplete though. I think it's still incomplete, and that's the problem. We might just be playing out this fractal again that played out in July. Maybe this fractal from 2018 is extended. We don't know which way we want to go. See, it might not bottom at 35. It might just go quick down to about 30k and just get all these long orders. So there is definitely a game being played here, guys, and I think 16th of March is going to tell us a big story. Massive story is going to come. Now, if the price of Bitcoin drops before 16th of March, then I think the news is going to be a FUD. Okay, just trying to make you panic sell. If Bitcoin drops on the 16th of March, that means we have to wait for an all season in a couple of months. Okay, but either way, we're gonna have one. Okay, it just might require some patience. Okay, so it's just struggling to hold. It is just struggling to hold. Okay, and with every single thing playing games, like we saw on the commodity structure, I mean, wheat went up, oil went up. So whenever these go up, there's a political issue, and everything depends on it. Every single chart and analysis can go out the window in a second, wherever that happens. Okay, so just gotta wait. And honestly, I'm happy that this thing is kind of not giving us an all season now, which means we just get a little bit more of time to plan than we would have before. Okay, we would have been left with maybe 10 days of an all season, which would not have been enough to get all coins that we want and sell them where we wanted to. We just wouldn't have that much strength in it. Right? So let's see, let's wait and hope the range holds right here. But to be honest, it's kind of wherever it wants to bounce, I'm happy with it. So you keep 16th of March on your radar. Okay. And let's see, because it also depends on the S&P. Yeah, see, it does not look good. It does not look good. See, this thing is still going to play out the way it wants to play out. Decide where to go. But yeah, there is a geopolitical issue that is causing all this debacle, and I try to figure out where is the possibility that this thing is going to bounce from. The thing is, it's so steep, it's almost impossible to figure it out. And it might just want to drop anything between 4,000 and 4,200 points to get a strong bounce, and that would only happen in a few weeks or maybe a month or two. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm gonna stick with this drawing. Let's see where it bounces after it hits 4,200 again, because the Asia markets woke up red, and think the global economy is in the same structure. That's what the elite has done. They brought us all down to the same level. I mean, the entire world to the same level. This is what they do, and so their entire generation can feed upon us, and they never lose control for generations. Okay, so they take the economy up together, and they chop us down together. Okay? We've been basically a bull market for the last 100 years, if you think about it. Okay, now when I looked at this chart for the monthly, we've never been in a bear market, ever. Okay, ever. Now this goes back all the way back to about the 1930s. This is a massive parabola. Tell me where you see the bear market on this thing, right? So I don't know. I think this definitely needs a correction, and I will be happy if we get that correction, honestly, and reaccumulate. That's what I will do. I think that is exactly what I'll do. Just let it play out just a little bit more. Okay, so questions? And ICP has been such a disappointment. I think it can actually hit $6 before it starts to bounce. Yeah. See, this is looking weak. Everything is looking weak. I think it needs one more drop like it did before. Okay. That's why for some trades that I posted lately, I said buy zone, made an important note, like only buy when it breaks 7.5. It never broke 7.5, and I posted the trade here at about 690. Every time it breaks this thing, it just needs time to accumulate, and I don't see 15th of March, 16th of March. When I calculate the fractals, it's just, see, 15 days, it takes me over 16th of March, so I think we will need to drop a little bit more. That's the plan of these people. They want to make you panic sell and then make you buy the FOMO. So you gotta be watchful. Yeah. More news and more FUD is gonna come out in the next couple of days, I'm pretty sure, and we can just start making our plan then. But well, no plan. But for now, we just sit tight. Okay, we just sit tight. Alright guys, so that was it. I wanted to tell you the game that was going on currently and where I stood with the World War III, the nuclear issue. I don't think is going to happen. And just stay tuned for March 16th, anything before that, or March 16th, right? And keep an eye on the notes that will be coming out in the Telegram. Okay, updates will be given. If the trade is looking good, I will post those as well. Now, if you're not in the trading room, please do join the trading group. The link is in the description below. People are great, they're very helpful, and you can also join the calls group that we have. It's a small one, but we like to keep it clean and concise and just focus on the coins that can give us the most gains. And yeah, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, okay? You'll be notified when the next few videos are coming out. Recently I posted videos on Link and VRA. They're apparently doing very good. You get over 200 views in under 24 hours, so that's pretty awesome. Jesse B, how you doing, my friend? Alright, I'll take a look at BNB quickly. I was thinking about it and I thought maybe the entry could come anything between 380, but when I kind of thought about it and everything else, it just looks, yeah. This is Bitcoin, man. The issue is this is Bitcoin and Ethereum combined. Okay, so two possibilities here we got. That's how I would play BNB. I would look for entry on BNB around 350. I would look at the price action and see what it does. Okay, but I will be honest with you, man. Everything when it looks the same, there's something off. Okay, there's definitely something off. Now it's gotten multiple rejection at every point, and yeah, I would look for entries around 350, 360. Look at the price action and see what that does before I would decide to make a move on it. Right. It's hard to say with these because they've changed the whole structure, and I'm not sure if you got in watching the stream early on, but I'll just quickly mention. Okay, so Jesse. Now this was from 2018 that I was previously playing. Okay, so that's the way it was working. But now that this section eventually broke down twice, I'm thinking a possibility that could be extended. Okay, round about there somewhere, like that. And I'll zoom in for you. See? This looks exactly like BNB, right? Or BNB looks exactly like this. So you gotta wait, and I would wait for BNB. Anything, I'll let BNB break 390 or get anything close to 350. That's the range where I would look for BNB. I think it has a chance to go back up to 450. I really do. But at this point, it just feels like forcing the trades. Okay, so yeah, look, 390 is the key level right there. Okay, that's the key level. Okay, and why is the key level? So it broke down that support once, it held it. Now this is the range, again 390, broke down the support again, so it needs to break up again. So for me, 390 is a solid area that I would look for. And honestly, the best place to trade would be about 390, but the point of control again is about 420. So best thing to do, get an entry close to 350 as you can, or just trade it above 390. Okay, that's how I would trade BNB. Because the next target is going to be about 500, 520. Okay, so that's why I was looking at it before. And let me check the indicators though. Alright, so I will give it maybe about 4 to 6 and check from this indicator. See if it breaks the 0 level and it turns green, awesome, it can go up. And I'm pretty sure the nice entry will be around 390. But again, 4 to 6 hours. Because the 4 hours, it still needs a bit of work. Alright, so it broke down, it went up, it broke down. See, I think this is where we are in the fractal on almost everything. So this is a key level. Now if it breaks 350, I would be cautious. But that's why. Why the hell is my computer running so slow today? Wow, this had a heft. Oh man, this was a massive retracement. No, it's one retracement. Okay, let me check the BTC pair. See, the problem with these coins is that if Bitcoin drops, these things, they will drop again. And this time the drop is going to be hard. They will be permanently entering into an accumulation zone at least for a couple of months. So it should crash, retrace, reaccumulation phase. Yeah, I think it's definitely the best thing to do right now. Because I think with the fact that this kind of needs a bit more time to take it as a trade or even as a hold. The problem with these coins that this will be just going to be a hold for a couple of months, so it needs a lot more time, maybe about a week, 2 weeks more. So best thing to do, convert it in Bitcoin and just hold it, because if this Bitcoin drops another 20, 10, maybe even just 10%, this thing can drop 30. Okay, it can come down about there, which is actually the support, to about 20 satoshis, 19 satoshis. You best buy it there. But this thing is going to drop 30%, Bitcoin is only going to drop 10%. So much money is far better off in this. And anyways, it is far better off in Bitcoin, because if there is a good trade that you can use your Bitcoin instead of just buying it with USDT, so you make your money back quicker, and you actually have a hedge to take as a trade with that cash invested in Bitcoin. Okay, instead of just holding this and spending your cash trying to make up for it. So yeah, that's what I would do on CKB personally. Just swap it into Bitcoin, because there will still be something that goes up, Yeah, YGG, it needs time. It's still playing out this reaccumulation phase. Now we don't know where we are. Now besides, see, the thing is, the pattern can look absolutely brilliant, but when Bitcoin ruins it, the whole market structure changes, the whole idea changes with all these issues that are going on. The best thing to do is just wait it out. Okay, I think this can drop all the way back to about $2. Okay, that's another 20-30% drop. So either risk getting 20% drop or just have some cash in the bag, okay, and take the trade when it's ready with a higher low. Right now, I don't see any higher highs. I do see higher lows. I just don't see higher highs, and that to me means it needs a lot more time to kind of make it into the reversal pattern sort of a thing. I'll show you what I mean. I need to check the reversal pattern on Bitcoin from July. So that will give us a clear picture. There we go. that, it constitutes a reversal pattern where everything just kind of looks like a Wyckoff accumulation. Right? So there you go. That's the idea. Alright? That's the idea. But the best place to trade this is when it's almost to the end, because you never know if it's gonna just kind of range. Even if the price holds, you don't know how long it's gonna take for it to range. Right? So I'm kind of banking on the fact that we should be round about there somewhere. So yeah, keep the cash and look for an entry close to $2, or maybe let it bounce from $2 and get it back at about 250, 260, because that will still be a higher low and a higher high. So you just wait. Okay, so let me remove this and let me remove this. I will draw you a picture, and maybe with that picture it will become okay. See if it drops and it just goes up in here, back up again, and then holds and then ranges. So you buy in this range, okay, because you get a higher high, then you get a retest with a higher low, and then it's going to go up. So at that time your money is in your wallet, safe, plus you let the pattern complete, do its thing, so you don't stress yourself too much. Okay, and yeah, that's it. That's how I would play this, because I mean everything's just looking so uncertain. Same thing. It's doing the same thing, and I pulled this fractal from ETH itself. So I don't know, man. It's too volatile. It's gonna be too damn volatile. But yeah, I will definitely post the trades if they're ready. If I do think they have a little bounce left, I will definitely post them. But I just gotta wait for this bloody thing to kind of drop. So, because until this does that, I mean, we're gonna have a risky time like we did every single other time. Okay, everything's just gonna slowly go down until eventually Bitcoin gives a nice hard crash, and then it takes the altcoins down about 70%. The problem with Bitcoin dominance is that every time it takes a big hit, Bitcoin takes a hit. The only thing that can actually drop dominance this hard is Bitcoin itself, and that's the issue. Okay, let's see, 18th of October, right? 18th of October and 30th July. So let's go back and check on these dates. Alright, so here we got about 18th. Alright, look, Bitcoin just started playing its choppiness. Okay, 30th of July. Where is the 30th of July? There we go. And that's why we had this mega alt season in that period. Okay, so it's pretty tricky, and every single time Bitcoin they had to kind of drop and play its chop. So either it goes sideways and let altcoins do its thing, and that drops dominance, or nothing happens. So that's my problem with dominance. I need to see it kind of break down one more time. And Bitcoin Cash is the only one that can give us that. So I think it's gonna fight just a little bit more and try to get us maybe good entries and stuff, but I don't think it's gonna. And either way is good for me. I can be a little bit more patient. Yeah, 350, 360 Jesse, I think is a good entry for BNB. Plus, not that one. This is the one I'm looking for. So there we go. I have shoulder, I'm waiting for the right one to finish, and then looking for a blast off. So let me check on ETH. Maybe ETH has the same pattern. Now that I look at it, I think ETH might have actually the same. No, it doesn't. It's double bottom. I have not looked. Yeah, I did kind of look at API 3, I think. CryptoCurrencies. Nice. Thanks for coming in, man. Alright, API 3. I think it's going to have a retrace. I did post a call on this. I posted people to accumulate again between 5 and 7. And once it broke $8 and the pattern looked funny right here, I asked them to put a stop loss. Okay, this was coming down. I think it's gonna come back down. You can look easy. It doesn't look like it now, but I think it will. I definitely think it will, because it's the kind of same pattern that every single other coin has played out previously. So it should come back down to 0.786 or 0.886. So yeah, anything between 4 and 350, like they can always do a 100% retrace from that move. So yeah, I would set an alert for about 480 and then see what it does, but it's not good for an entry. I don't think so. I think what is actually going to play out is that, but of course on a smaller scale. So, and that's the best place to look for an entry for API 3. Huge. It's easily a couple $100 a coin for next cycle. Couple $100 easy. Okay. So yeah, that's what I think on API 3. Right, we'll give it months more over, see what it does. Let me see if I can zoom in and find out in a smaller time frame. See what these things are doing, because there might be a hint. Yeah, I think we're good for a week to take some trades. But only that, trades, nothing else. Constant higher lows, this is looking good. Double fake outs, that's not healthy. It's going to go and attempt and try to break 40k again and close above it, and then we'll see what to do, because these smaller time frames, there is a big rejection every single time. Single moving averages. Wow, that was a massive drop, man. 4-hour time frame. Okay. Yeah, let's see how it ranges. I don't see enough strength to kind of start breaking out towards 50k, but let's see. I think there is a move coming for the next couple of days. But that's what it is. It's just a move. I think it's going to try and hold or close above 40k but then eventually need a retest. And for some reason, I do think 35k is in the cards. I don't know, the price action is looking very funny. Extremely funny. Let's wait until March 16. Let's see what March 16 brings us. It's going to be a break or make. But I still think we have an all season pending. It will come. Just a matter of time. Alright guys, so I'm going to take off. It's 1:30 and I gotta wake up early to go do some work tomorrow. Alright, and stay tuned for the videos, okay? They will be coming out soon. Alright guys, remember, like the video, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, okay? And join the trading room. Alright guys, pray for the people in Ukraine and pray this thing